Were you recently laid off? Or maybe you just haven't interviewed in a really long time. A lot has changed. My name is Frank Burgoyne. I am the owner of YourInterviewSuccess.com. I was a senior level recruiter for 14 years in the San Francisco Bay Area. I worked for both Fortune 500 companies and also some very innovative tech startups during that time. I interviewed well over 10,000 people in that period, and I learned what works and what doesn't work in interviews. I also really understand the mindset of the hiring manager and of the recruiter. I'm here today to talk a little bit about some tips for being successful with your interviews, especially when you're rusty. Number one, the interview process has really changed. There are a lot more hoops to jump through today. There's just a lot more steps in the interview process. Usually the first step is having a phone interview with the recruiter, and they're simply trying to find out, do you meet the qualifications? Do you have the technical skills? Do you have strong communication skills? And are you enthusiastic about the opportunity? So those are the things the recruiter's looking for. If you meet that recruiter's criteria of what they're looking for, you're going to move forward in the interview process. The next steps are additional phone interviews and or video interviews with either the hiring manager or other key stakeholders. The final step today is usually interviews with maybe 4 to 6 people back to back. And right now during COVID, of course, the interviews are all by video. So you really want to understand the nuances of video interview and make sure you have a great setup at home so that you can make a fantastic impression. The other thing you want to think about, especially if you haven't interviewed for many years, the wardrobe that you should be wearing for interviews has dramatically changed. Where a corporate suit was appropriate for almost any job years ago, it's not appropriate for most jobs today. In fact, you'll really be considered very overdressed in many positions. If you're not sure how to dress for the interview, one of the things you can do is talk to the recruiter. They'll give you some tips. You still want to make sure that the way you dress is still elevated above the day-to-day attire that people are wearing on the job. You want to look polished, you want to look professional, but make sure that you're not overdressed or underdressed. The other thing you want to be aware of is companies almost universally are using the behavioral interviewing techniques. You may have heard of the STAR approach to interviewing. STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. That's how you want to articulate your success stories. You want to be able to be very specific about how you made a difference to that employer. Vagueness is death in an interview. If you're vague about your accomplishments, if you don't really understand how to connect the dots between what you've done in the past and what you can do for that employer, you're going to be passed over. And I don't want that to happen. So I want you to consider hiring me. I'm going to help you through the mock interviews. We're going to practice interview questions. You're going to get my expert feedback on your answers, and we're going to recraft answers in a way that fully expresses your value proposition, so you can move to the head of the pack and get a job offer. I'm in your court 100%. You can sign up for a free sample session. The information is right above here. I'd love to talk to you and find out more about your situation and how my service is going to help you. Good luck to you.